Hi guys, coming in today to show you how to make this Christmas box advent calendar wreath. This hasn't been finished, but I've put it together just to show you what the finished product may look like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through how to make the boxes, how I made the boxes, how I decorated the boxes, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish the chipboard back and show you how I'm going to glue the boxes onto here and actually finish it off with a bow at the top. Okay, alrighty. This will be edited, so it'll be sped up in parts and stuff as well. Alright, let's get on with it. So you're going to need 25 boxes. I'll show you now how to make a box. You're going to need a piece of cardstock. You can do whatever colour you want, coordinating colours, or you can just use a plain colour like I did. And this is a cream. It may look white on the camera, but it's a cream colour. You're going to cut this piece to 8.5 by 7, and you're going to grab your scoreboard. You're going to score at 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches and 8 inches. You're going to turn it to the short side of your scoreboard, and you're going to score it 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches, 4.5 inches and 6.5 inches. Then you're going to grab yourself some scissors, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Might have to turn on the light so you can see a little better. Zoom in for you, and we'll do some cutting. So you're going to take off this. I'll show you my template actually. This is my template here, my template. So we're going to cut off this section here, this section here. So the two side sections we're going to cut off. And the one above, leaving that middle section like that. Then you're going to cut off, you're going to cut up these score lines. You're going to do exactly the same on the opposite end, so you're going to cut up those score lines there. I'm just going to turn mine around. Like that. I actually cut my score line out, so that's what I'm doing here. Let me zoom back out a bit. Like that. So you've got something that looks like that. Then what you're going to do is these two ends, you're going to cut those two right off, so you don't need those ends at all. Like that. Then you're going to cut, if you look at the template, you're going to cut these two and you're going to cut them in half. So you've got this one in half, this one, the same on both ends. and this one, and this one. Okay, so you have something that looks like that. You can take a corner rounder and round these corners. Like that. And this, not that one, this one. But you have to fold these back underneath so you can get your corner rounder in there. Like that. Alright. Move that out the way. Okay, so now you have this, and you pretty much just need to fold on your score lines. Like that. You're going to add a bit of tape on this end. You're going to flip it over to the right side and add tape. Turn it back over, fold this in so that you've got the tape on the top, and fold this flap over and it'll attach to that tape there, like that. And you pretty much have your box, see that? You fold these in, this folds in. Oh, I didn't score that. Fold that. That folds in, like that. These fold in, and this one folds. Oh, and this one folds in there. Whoops. There. Okay, so you've got a box. Now that you have your box, you want to determine which side you want up, and you're going to cut a mat like I have on mine. You're going to cut a mat and then a decorative paper to go on top. So your mat will be, because your box is 2 inches, it'll be 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and then your decorative paper will be 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and that will fit nicely on top of your box. All right. And what I did then was I just die cut a scallop circle out of a metallic cardstock, the same colour as my mat. And then for the numbers, I printed out some numbers on the computer, and then I just punched it with a 1-inch circle punch, and that gave me a number to add to that circle, scallop circle, and I just added that to there. Alright, so that's how you make the box. You can make 25 of those, and then you're going to add them to a piece of chipboard. Now I worked out for my wreath that the chipboard was 13 inches roughly. It depends on how you space your boxes. If you space your boxes further apart, then obviously you're going to need a bigger piece of chipboard. I actually didn't have a big enough chipboard to make a proper circle, so underneath it's not completely round, but you can't see that when the boxes are on top anyway. So what I'm going to do is move all this. I'll pause the video, I'll move all this. I will cut the centre out, because I've roughly drawn where my centre goes because I've laid the boxes on, so I know where the centre is. Cut out my centre circle, paint the chipboard white or green or whatever colour you want. And then I'll come back and I will hot glue, because these are not glued on, I will hot glue the boxes onto here. And then we'll add a ribbon, and then I'll show you how it sits upwards. Okay? Alright, let me pause the video. Okay guys, so what I've done is I've cut the circle. So depending on how thick your chipboard is going to be either easier or harder to cut your circle out of. My chipboard is actually quite thick, and I was struggling a little to cut this circle out of the center. But if you're using something like a cereal box, for instance, then your circle will be easier to cut. I used an X-Acto Stanley knife kind of thing. This is Creative Place. I got from where did I get it? Aldi. So it worked well for this chipboard. It's not the smoothest cut, but this chipboard is thick. Like it's almost 3mm thick, so it's quite thick. And I just went around, I drew my circle. I actually used this tape, which I used a pencil. I went around and drew around it like that, and that gave me the outline. And then I just cut it out with that Stanley knife. So now that you've got your base, sort of add a frame. Sorry about that. Now that you've got your base, you can attach your boxes. What I'm going to do is start my boxes, I think, from the center, and work my way around the not that one, center first, because I want to make sure I've got enough room. Then I can work my way out, I think. I did take a photo the way I had it laid out, but I think doing it this way will work as well. I put a bit of tape on the bottom so they wouldn't move earlier. So something like this. So something like that for the center part, and then I'll take my boxes and I will add them off center. I think off. I'm not sure if I need to have them. Don't glue them down. Make sure you place them first, and then that's why I've got a bit of tape so that they don't slide. I've got a little bit of tape underneath each box. Place them where you think they need to go first to make sure you've got the right placement, and then hot glue them on, just to make sure you've got the right placement for your boxes. Okay, I'll come back when I have rearranged my boxes around the wreath. You saw it earlier. That's how I'm going to rearrange it, and then I'm going to come back with the actually no. What you need to do first, before you do any of this, is paint this chipboard. Paint it. I think I said that earlier. You need to paint it. So do that first with whatever paint you want. Okay. Okay guys, so I'm back. I've painted the chipboard green, and now I'm ready to hot glue. I've got my hot glue gun here. Hot glue these boxes on, and once I've done that, so I've just rearranged them. So what I'm going to do is pick the box up, hot glue underneath, and put it back down. So I've got them in the position that I want them. Also at the top of the wreath, there you will put like a ribbon or something. I've looked through all my ribbons and I've really only got really thin ones. And what you want is a thick, a wide bow, not a thin ribbon, to have like an accent to the top of the wreath. So I don't have one, so I'm not going to attach a thin ribbon because it's just going to look silly. But you can also leave it without and attach it to your wall with some 3M, like Velcro. They have like a Velcro where one side's sticky, the other side's Velcro. So you Velcro the two pieces together and it sticks to the wall. You could use that to stick it to the wall rather than using a piece of ribbon with a bow to hang it. I think that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead, use my glue gun now, and just add some glue to the bottom of the box. Just there, I've just added some glue, and I'm just going to pop it in position like that. I don't know if you could see that at all. There, this one I just added. And then I'm just going to go around and do the rest of them. See? So your wreath will look pretty much like this. Not going to look much different when you've glued all your boxes on. Alright guys, so hopefully you understood that tutorial, and I will have another version of a Christmas advent calendar box that has like little drawers that you pull out. This one has they open like that. Alright, so the one that I'm going to show you next has little drawers. It may not be in wreath form though, it'll be, you know, a little different. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you all again soon. Please subscribe if you haven't, and see you in the next video. Bye.